North Korea always making threats. North Korea used to make more threats back in I believe around 2016, 2020, around that time. There was that little scuffle with Trump and Kim Jong-un exchanging harsh words here and there. But all it is words. And yes, North Korea has developed all sorts of new advanced weapons. Yes, they have nuclear weapons. Yes, they have a massive stockpile of neuro weapons and quite a lot of bioweapons. Yes, this is true. But nonetheless, they live halfway around the world, just about all the way on the opposite side of the world from the United States. And if they were to send some sort of artillery our way, ballistic missiles, whatever, theirs is far less, as far as I'm aware, their technology is far less advanced than Russia's and China's and even the United States ballistic missile tech. And I seriously doubt that they would strike us with their weapons before we would intercept. And North Korea, it doesn't matter what really powerful weapons they have. In reality, if North Korea opens a missile silo and a missile starts to come out, literally the moment that the moment that the missile were to leave the silo, or a plane were to take off with a large shipment of neuro weapons, which would only affect a small area. Yeah, it would kill everything in the area, but it would only affect a small area. But the moment they start sending bombers off the grounds, they start sending ballistic missiles in the air, we're going to see it. We have hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands of satellites, thousands of military satellites, hundreds of them with their aims on many different countries, but especially North Korea. And North Korea is in no position whatsoever to make any threats. They make threats all the time, especially towards South Korea. But usually they're always like, oh, we're being provoked. But nonetheless, they commit massive amounts of human rights violations, and they commit massive amounts of global law violations regarding gun trafficking, drug trafficking, and exportation and importation of all sorts of things. And and especially now, interests or involvement with foreign wars, for many different foreign political affairs. North Korea has committed such an insane amount of immoral actions, and beyond that, illegal actions, that it's absurd. It's almost, they've committed an almost uncountable number of crimes. And that's like not even counting all the lawful, the illegal ones, just the moral ones alone. But North Korea always talks shit. They're always like, oh, we're gonna fight, we'll defend ourselves if anyone attacks. But in reality, North Korea doesn't have what it takes. Expert analysts that study North Korea always point out all the fake weapons they have, all the poor military training. They don't have the food, they don't have the resources. In reality, all any nation has to do is just strike the food supply. That's it. It's not North Korea's weapons depots, it's not their manufacturing facilities, it's not their industries that involve importing and exporting goods. It's not that. It's the food. Well, actually, it is the importation of food from China, mainly that. But you cut off their supply, you cut off the bridges, you destroy the roads, block them off, make it impossible for them to transport food into their country, and then wipe out the few farms they have. They're done. They won't last more than 2-3 months, I'm guessing. North Korea massively, heavily relies on China for its food. America is guarded, we have three sides. We in a way technically have like four sides of defense. So, we defend our south side, our west side, our east side fully, and we have Canada basically defending the north side all the way up into North America. North Korea can't risk attacking the north because they would be attacking Canada if they were to try to even go through the north to attack the top of the United States. So North Korea can only attack the west, south, and east. And if they were to do so, they would meet massive fire. We have the Coast Guard, and we have the Navy defending the outer coastline, miles out. All the time, several hundred miles out, all around. Attacking the Gulf would be an extremely stupid idea, and attacking the West Coast would be a bad idea. Attacking the East Coast would probably be slightly worse than attacking even the South Coast, because the West Coast, East Coast is extremely well armed, because that's where the capital is. That's where the Pentagon is, Department of Defense, and White House, all that is. So it's extremely well defended. So North Korea can't exactly just send in everything they got all at once, or even slowly, because the moment that they launch an attack, with all the stuff we have in space and all the stuff we have overseas, all the ships we have, and let's also keep in mind the fact that that China doesn't really have a strong relationship with North Korea. China is kind of like North Korea's big brother, but they don't really care about North Korea that much, as far as I'm aware. Japan is on our side. We have military bases in Japan, if I'm correct. And Japan is arming. They're massively arming their military, and I believe that Japan would aid the United States in striking North Korea if North Korea were to start some attack. It is possible that China or Russia would aid North Korea in some sort of war that they would start, or one that we would start against them. Yeah, they have allies, yes, but North Korea would be completely crushed. And North Korea like to tout, they like to show off their nuclear, thermonuclear weapons, bioweapons, neuro weapons, ballistic weapons. They like to show off all their new tech, but their new tech is extremely limited. They don't have the massive facilities. They don't have the funding to produce things on a scale nowhere near the scale that our country can produce, and that other countries can produce and import into our country, because we also have that going for us, massive importation of materials and different products. And North Korea they don't have that. They're only just now getting aid from Russia, but the food that's coming in, like I said before, they get all their food from outside the country. North Korea doesn't have, I don't know if it's their soil or if it's just because they're trying to keep their people under obedience and suppression, but all you have to do is strike the farms and then block off all the trade routes, and North Korea will just starve. Everyone will just starve and die, and that won't be good for the citizens. They'll probably start to rebel. They'll do anything to escape the country. They'll have nothing left to lose. And that's another thing. North Korea is very vulnerable. It's a very flimsy country. From what I've learned, the citizens of North Korea, especially the younger ones, are actually a lot more aware of the corruption in North Korea than the previous generations. Because with the previous generations, they believed in their country. They believed in the goals of Kim Il-sung, but Kim Jong-il and Kim Jong-un never had the same goals. They never had the same moral, empathetic desires of Kim Il Sung, the founder of North Korea. And so especially a lot of old people in the government, in the military in North Korea, they're not very pro Kim Jong Un, but obviously they wouldn't say this out loud. But North Korea is it's one bad rebellion away from falling apart from the inside. And all the United States needs to do is just send one battleship over, launch a bunch of Tomahawk missiles and a bunch of, aircraft. North Korea is done. Just strike Pyongyang and boom, it's over. North Korea does not have, if you look at their arsenal, besides looking at, the money they have, which by the way, they don't really have a good GDP. North Korea doesn't have a very good arsenal, in any aspect. They have pretty much no, give me a second here. They have no, navy. They have, very few battleships, a lot of submarines, but they're very old. They don't have very many planes, and the ones that they do have are very old. They're from like the 50s, 60s, 70s at the latest. North Korea doesn't really have any new military tech, and any new military tech that they have is extremely limited. And North Korea is growing. Their technology is getting better. They're getting more supplies, more military equipment, and so it would be best to strike North Korea now, before they become like fully fledged allies of Russia. North Korea is always making threats. They're always committing human rights violations nonstop with the concentration camps and the mass murder of farmers, or other poor people outside the main cities, or killing people that are foreign to North Korea, or committing war crimes in Ukraine using North Korean soldiers. North Korea has an endless list. There's an endless receipt detailing all of North Korea's war crimes and human rights violations, and there's absolutely no reason not to go to war with North Korea. There's absolutely no reason not to absolutely incinerate North Korea. And there are small rebel groups in North Korea that are being funded by the South Korean government and by the United States government and other governments that have an interest in wiping out North Korea. So the moment that North Korea starts a war, sleeper cells will be activated in North Korea and along its border, and strikes will be really hard on North Korea. There's even special units in North Korea or South Korea dedicated to specifically tracking down and killing the leader of North Korea. They have a specific unit designed for that. You never hear about like specific military units being created for killing a particular leader, a particular president or emperor or whatever. But South Korea have that, which is quite unique and impressive, in my opinion. And they should utilize that, ASAP, in my opinion. But North Korea is a joke. They always talk shit, and they have nothing to show for. And the world would be better off without Kim Jong Pillsbury Doughboy. That's what my teacher used to call him. He was like, Kim Jong-un is the biggest joke. He's Pillsbury Doughboy, and I agree with that. Kim Jong Fatty, Kim Jong Pillsbury Doughboy needs to go bye-bye forever. He has absolutely no worth in this world. He does no good for this world whatsoever. Nobody likes him. Everyone hates him. He should have offed himself when his parents left him in New York. And after his father died, he should have put a bullet in his head. Because he's such a worthless piece of shit. Nobody likes Kim Jong-un. He's a disgusting, fat, ugly, mass murdering rapist. Nobody likes him. He should kill himself. That's just my opinion. But hopefully, South Korea will kill Kim Jong-un. They need to do that, or the United States needs to. Just send in a damn ballistic missile. You know, when he's doing the parade and he's just standing up there waving at people, just send in a ballistic missile. Kill him or his body double, and then strike him at one of his beach homes, if he's not at the parade or wherever during a summit thing. You know, because he's got body doubles, by the way. But yeah, the guy needs to be taken out. That's all I have to say. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and check out my other videos. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.